if you let this continue, I'm going to withdraw my funding and patronage. And Larry Goldman wrote a letter and said, this is what art centers are about.
Right.
Differences of opinion, different generations, different ideas, different concepts. And once again, to use your word, Miriam, an educational experience.
Right.
And he said, I would hate to lose your funding, but we are going to have an international hip hop festival.
Beautiful.
So people can't tell me young people aren't doing anything, or because I have seen with my own eyes the amazing work, the incredible, again, vision that young people have.
So I'm not going to ask you to tell us who your favorite is, because there's so many.
Oh, there's too many, yes.
But I do want to ask some that had an impact.
Well, in terms of performance, let me just say two things that I'm really proud of that I was able to accomplish, because I had already said to God, who is my real employer.
Yes.
Let me be very clear. There were two people that I wanted to present before I died. And I got to do two of those at New Jersey Performing Arts Center.
And who were they?
Nina Simone.
Whoa.
And Alice Coltrane.
Whoa.
Yes. And what was very bizarre about both of those.
Nina Simone in
1999 came to New Jersey Performing Arts Center. The person who was her agent at the time called me. We had worked together before, and said, Nina Simone is going to do 3 concerts in the United States, and I think there's only 3 people who can handle her, and you're one of them. Are you interested? And I went to Larry Goldman. We had already done the budgets. The season was done. And I said, Larry, we have an opportunity to do Nina Simone. And he said, hell yes.
Wow.
He said, hell yes. And so what was funny about that is, at first, Miriam, we weren't selling any tickets at all. And I went to the marketing staff, and they were like, well, there are people that tell us that she's a has-been. And I said, excuse me, in the Black community, we call that a legend. So what do you need to do?
Right.
And so by the time she stepped on that stage, we had to turn people away. There were people wrapped around the block. Everybody from, once again, Amiri Baraka to Mos Def to all kinds of folks were in that audience. And then with Alice Coltrane, same thing. Everybody thought she would sell no tickets. I was actually on a street corner myself, passing out leaflets about Alice Coltrane, and people said to me, oh, isn't she dead? Or people would say, oh, isn't that John Coltrane's daughter? I was like, no, you need to come and see. And once again, at that performance, not only was it Amiri Baraka, it was Amina Baraka once again, it was also Cornel West and Susan Taylor and so many people that came to see her. So.
Nice.
And even Wynton Marsalis said to me, he was surprised, he said, first of all, and I'm being very blunt and very honest, I hope this doesn't get me in trouble. He said, I'm so glad, because he wanted her at Jazz at Lincoln Center.
Wow.
He said, I'm so glad Alice Coltrane came to New Jersey. He said, because if she had come to Lincoln Center, it would have been an all-white audience.
Wow.
And he not only said that, he said, but there wouldn't, I think we had about 1,500 people. He said we probably would have had half that.
Wow.
So I felt very honored.
So you did a bucket list.
Yeah.
Of your performers.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this other question. Because
okay, but it's my turn.
Okay, yeah,
go ahead, one more, and then I get to go. Okay.
Because, like, with the young people, in Newark, we have so many issues that's going on here in Newark.
Yeah.
And what I like to highlight are those young people who are doing great things, because not all young people are out in the street causing chaos.
Exactly.
And when you and I got involved at Delaney Hall, and I know we get into this conversation in a few minutes, but we worked with a lot of talented young people.
Unbelievable.
I never realized
Unbelievable.
how much talent is behind the walls.
Yes.
Not just music, the spoken word,
Yes.
the written word.
Yes.
Oh my God. The musicians.
Absolutely.
So with NJ Pack, you guys were able to capture the young audience because you were involved in the school system.
Yeah.
And that really made a difference for a lot of our young people.
Yes.
So now I want to let you know, since we're on the hip hop thing version, and you did Coltrane, Alice Coltrane, and Nina Simone. I love Nina Simone.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I mean, because the things that she did during the 60s when, when I was growing up and I saw her Mississippi Goddamn and everything, and then her demeanor was so powerful, and she was like such a such a powerful presence. It's just she was a queen.
Yes.
So just looking at people like that growing up, seeing people like that, and then working in the prison system and realizing we do have people like that inside the system.
That's right.
And when we got the opportunity to have the program with NJ Pack and Delaney Hall, that was one of my bucket lists.
Yes.
It was like, when I met you, the night that I met you, it was like, this woman is a phenomenal woman, because I watched how you were interviewing people.
Thank you.
You did such an amazing job and everything. And then we were also dealing with the CARES, foundation with Susan Taylor.
Yes.
And it was just the way that you just brought things out of people. And then your presence is so calming.
Okay, stop now.
Okay. I'm just saying, I was just so fascinated.
That's how I felt about you. Okay. Okay, so stop there. No, really. And I am honored and I appreciate what you're saying, but that's what I felt about you, because I knew brothers. I had heard of brothers who had worked in the prison system. Mm-hmm. I didn't know sisters who were working in the prison system and doing the kind of work that you were doing. And that really, talk about taking that takes a strong black woman, because even
a lot of us.
Well, even though I said yes. When we first came to that door of Delaney Hall, I still had no idea what to expect. I was indeed, I'm not going to lie, I was, and I'm, was born in Detroit, which is why I love Newark.
I know what you're going to say. Stop right there, because I remember when you came in. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because I remember when you all came in, because I said, I want you guys just to come in.
Yes.
And just so you can get a feel of everyone.
Yes.
And so you seem to be a little intimidated.
Yes.
Okay, kind of concerned.
Yes.
And I said, no, you don't have anything to worry about. Everything is cool. They're going to love you.
But I didn't know that.
Yes, I know.
I didn't know that.
And then when you got there,
I loved them. I don't know if you remember, the first thing that I said when you brought the brothers in is, oh my goodness, all the fine black men.
You said that. You did say that.
All the fine black men are here.
You sure did say that.
Yes, and you said absolutely.
Wow, you
did. Okay, pause.
All right.
I want you to tell me how you got to Delaney Hall.
Okay.
What made you come to that's one. Okay. What made you come to the Susan Taylor event?
Okay.
And then what have you been doing in between that time that you and I had an opportunity to work together?
Okay, and we're going to have to get back to the program at Delaney Hall, what we did.
Yes.
And how powerful that was.
All right.
Okay, so how I came to Delaney Hall was in 2006, I worked with Councilwoman Bessie Walker.
Oh, yes.
And when she lost the election, when the whole team really lost the election, I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew I was going to do something. What I didn't know. So I took the summer off, sending out my resumes to people and everything. And so finally I got this call from Kentuck. And Kentuck is a halfway house.
Yes.
In Newark.
Yes.
So I go in the interview and everything. And they say to me, well, you know, you'll be working with people coming home from prison. I said, okay. They're like, okay, all right. I had worked with brothers and sisters on the outside, but never on the inside, because when I worked with Councilman Walker, she put me in charge of the of her reentry program.
Okay.
But working on the outside and working on the inside, I found out was totally different.
Yes.
So I stayed at Kentuck for 2 years, and in that time, and here's the thing, when you know what your purpose is in life,
yes,
and what it is that you want to do,
yes,
it's not work.
Yes.
So when they said to me what they were going to offer me as far as pay, I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, okay. They said, well, what's the matter? I said, well, I don't know about that, right? So then I said, you know what? I'm going to take this job. And they said, why? I said, well, because I'm going to learn something from this. And I said, I think this is going to be the best decision that I've ever made. And do you want to know what? I am so thankful to God that I did, because working there, it changed so many lives. Yes. Because my intentions was not just to come there and just sit down and talk to you. My intentions were to transform you.
Yes, yes.
The transformation.
Yes.
And see, a lot of them were not used to that. So when I know when it's time for me to go, I leave. Yeah. So I knew I had done my work at Kentuck, and it was time for me to go someplace else. Yes. And I put out my resume again, and then Delaney Hall got in contact with me. I went, I had to give a lecture and everything. Did the lecture, they loved it. Wow. And it was so interesting because during the lecture, the inmates who were there, I was passing out literature, because I don't like doing a lecture unless I have some materials for you.
Yes.
They came up to me, they said, well, no one has ever given us materials. I said, wow, that's sad.
See there.
You know?
Yeah.
So I realized that when I got there, and I stayed at Delaney Hall for 6 years. Wow. Until I came on board with Mayor Baraka, because I ran for councilwoman during that time. Yes. And I didn't win, but then I supported the person.
For a reason.
Exactly, for a reason. Because I supported the person that Mayor Baraka wanted, and then we started working, and so everything's like now I'm rambling because I just got a 2-minute warning. So we're going to do part 2. This is Marion Bay, and I'm talking with Baraka Sele, because I always say Sele, and stay tuned for part 2. Thank you.